Iloilo takes its name from Irong Irong, the old name of the city, a tongue of land that sticks out like a nose on the south of Iloilo River. The capital city in the Panay Island in western Visayas in the Philippines, founded in the 13th century when Datu Puti and his fellow Datus fled from the tyranny of Sultan Makatunaw of Borneo and landed at the island. So here are some of the interesting sights to see or do in the city of Iloilo. Plaza Libertad, a historic plaza located in the heart of the city proper. It is where the flag of the First Philippine Republic was raised in triumph after Spain surrendered in the city, her last capital in the Philippines, to the revolutionary forces led by General Martin Delgado. San Jose Church. The first church in the city was built by the Jesuits around 1607 to serve the needs of the military stationed in Iloilo. During World War II, the church was saved from American bombs. Today, the San Jose Church is one of the few parishes in the country still under the Augustinians. Museum of Philippine Economic History. The museum's goal is to share the rich narrative of the Philippines' economic history. It is housed in the Accounts de Compañía building, which was restored in 2018. The museum showcases 13 galleries, including informative displays, artifacts, and interactive features, detailing the journey of the nation towards self-sustainability, innovation, and self-enterprise. Nicholas Loney Statue. Nicholas Loney was a British businessman and vice consul in the Philippines. Loney helped the plantation owners and farmers by providing loans and purchasing modern machinery from Europe through his firm's Loney and Kerr Company, which helped increase the efficiency of sugar production in Panay and Negros. The Aduana, also called the Custom Buildings, was built during the American colonial period. It is the second biggest custom house after Manila's. The architecture of the Iloilo Customs House is a copy of the Immigration Building in Manila. General Macario Peralta Plaza, a park dedicated to a hero of Iloilo who fought against the Japanese during World War II and eventually became a senator. Calle Real. Officially named as J.M. Basso Street, it is a historic street located in the old downtown district of the city proper. The street, often referred to as the Escolta of Iloilo, it is home to several fine examples of history luxury American era, neoclassical and Art Deco buildings. The street has been famous since the Spanish era. However, its importance has dwindled and the street has become less maintained. Yet, there have been efforts to revitalize the street, which include the restoration of the historic buildings along the street and beautification projects. Old Capitol Building of Iloilo. The old building was renamed Casa Real de Iloilo in October 2016, now considered a National Historic Site. In April 11, 1901, the civil government of the province of Iloilo established the provincial capital. Revolutionary General Martin T. Delgado became the first gobernador and served from 1901 to 1904. In 2001, it became the focus in promoting the province of Iloilo. As a way of measuring distances, the old provincial capital served as the kilometer zero of the city. The new Iloilo Provincial Capitol building is a stone throw away going west. Museo Iloilo. It is the first government-sponsored museum outside of Metro Manila. The museum building was designed by Ilonggo architect Sergio Penasales. The museum houses an impressive collection of Iloilo's cultural heritage, which includes Stone Age native pottery, fossils, trade pottery from China, Annam, and Siam. There are also war relics, a British sunken ship, Spanish-era Filipino sculpture, and modern art done by Ilonggo artists and craftsmen. Prison of Iloilo. The century-old facility was built in 1911 and stopped functioning as a jail in 2006 after the prisoners were transferred to the new provincial jail. The provincial government spent 19 million pesos to retrofit the old structure, while the National Museum allotted 80 million pesos to convert the jail into a museum. It is partially open to the public. Old Iloilo City Hall. The main building of the University of the Philippines in the Visayas Iloilo City campus dates back to the 1930s. The structure was designed by architect Juan Arellano in collaboration with Italian painter Francesco Riccardo Monti, who made the magnificent sculptures that adorn the building's facade. The building formerly served as the Iloilo Municipal Hall during the American occupational period. In 1947, it was donated to the University of the Philippines by the city government. The UP College of Iloilo was established soon after. La Paz Market. La Paz Batchoy is one of Iloilo's best-known signature dishes and a must-try delicacy served in restaurants all over the city. This noodle soup is made with round noodles, pork organs, chicken stock, beef loin, shrimp stock, and garnished with chicharrones. It is best eaten at the Batchoyan in La Paz Market, where it originated. One of the famous places to eat batchoy is at Netong's. Madge Cafe. Established in 1951 by Vicente de la Cruz, Madge Cafe is probably one of the oldest coffee shops in the city. A freshly brewed coffee is what sets Madge apart from other coffee shops. Aside from the product, it is the culture that they preserve which makes it extra special. Old Harrow Municipal Hall, a heritage building which previously served as the seat of government of the former city of Harrow. In 1937, Harrow, along with 4 other towns, was absorbed by Iloilo City. The building was then used as the headquarters of Harrow's Police and Harrow Health Center. In 2014, it was donated to the National Museum of the Philippines so that the organization can use the building as a regional office. Original Bizcocho House. The Bizcocho House began in 1975 as a cottage industry of specialty food products in Harrow, Iloilo. Today, it is one of the main manufacturers of the delicious, sweet, crunchy, twice-baked bread called bizcocho, along with other pastries. Casa Market, a grand home originally built in 1803 and the ancestral home of Philippines Vice President Fernando Lopez. Marikit was his wife's nickname. The house is well maintained, still contains many of its original furniture and old frame photographs hanging on the walls. You can visit anytime and the caretakers always do tours. Graciano Lopez Haina's birthplace. Graciano Lopez was a Filipino journalist, orator, reformist, and national hero who is well known for his newspaper La Solidaridad. Philippine historians regard Lopez Haina along with Marcelo del Pilar and Jose Rizal as a triumvirate, the Filipino propagandist. The propaganda movement was a key step towards a Philippine national identity. Haro Plaza. now called Graciano Lopez Haina Park. It is the center of activity in Haro, which is the most prosperous among Iloilo City's 6 districts. Even during the late 1800s, it was in Haro where the sugar barons built the grand mansions and a thriving commercial and industrial economy was established. Jaro Cathedral and Belfry. The Jaro Cathedral, the Church of Saint Elizabeth of Hungary, was built in 1864, destroyed in an earthquake of January 1948 and restored in 1956. The cathedral style is basically Baroque, with the addition of Gothic elements over many renovations. The Nuestra Señora de la Candelaria is the only rose among the all-male collection of statues, which line the walls of the cathedral's interiors. Her shrine is visited often by many devotees who believe the statue to be miraculous. St. Vincent Seminary. It was founded in 1869 and is the first institution of higher education in the Western Visayas. It is the 5th and oldest and the last seminary established during the Spanish colonial period in the Philippines. Today, the seminarians serve the nearby Jaro Cathedral. Don Joaquin Ledesma Ancestral House. Built by Don Joaquin Ledesma in 1928, it was favored venue for dinners in honor of the Bishop of Harrow and priests living in the nearby St. Vincent Seminary. Sugar Baron Don Joaquin was a patron of the church and benefactor of the seminary. Today, it is privately owned by the Ledesma family. Haro Evangelical Church. Built in 1900, the church is the first and oldest Baptist congregation in the Philippines. First Protestant church outside Manila and the second Protestant church in the Philippines, after the Central United Methodist Church in Manila. Kaminya Balay Nga Bato. An ancestral house, a well-preserved heritage building and currently owned by Director Gerard Kaminya, from the 4th generation of the Vansenia family, and his wife, Mrs. Luz Saludes Kaminya. They have tours and a cafe upstairs where you can have a merienda or snack, living like during the colonial period. Yusay Consing Mansion, also known as the Molo Mansion. The house was built in the 1920s by the forefathers of the Consing family of Iloilo. A lush open field surrounds the home, emphasizing grandeur and beauty. A wide entrance and a semi-circular balcony greet visitors upon arrival. Once a dilapidated mansion, left to the wrath of time, it was bought and recently restored by the SM Group. Molo Plaza, one of the beautiful public spaces in the city. It is very well maintained and full of huge old balete and calachuchi trees. One of the most prominent structures in the plaza are the life-size statues of Roman goddesses and infamous women warriors. Molo Church, a famous Spanish colonial church and heritage site in the Molo district. It is known for the prominent red spires that crown its tall bell towers, and also known as the Feminist Church because of the all-women ensemble of saints represented in 16 statues perched on the aisle pillars. Built in Neo-Gothic style, the church is one of the Iloilo City's most familiar landmarks and top tourist attraction. Casa Familia Locsin, built in 1845 and originally owned by Mariano and Melchora Aguilar Locsin, church engineers who were housed here during the construction of the Molo Church. Philippine national hero Dr. Jose Rizal was said to have dined and danced here during one of his visits. The current owners are still descendants of the original Locsins. Arsena's Lazaro House. Former Iloilo Governor Don Raimundo Melisa lived in this house. When Jose Rizal visited the city in 1896 after his exile in Dapitan, he went to visit his close friend and classmate Melissa to talk about Cuba. Rizal was planning to leave for Cuba, where Melissa had served as magistrate. Unfortunately, he never made it, as he was imprisoned and later executed in Manila. Carpenter Bridge. It was probably built during the boom of the sugar industry in Iloilo as part of the series of infrastructure projects of the American colonization. The bridge was named after Governor Frank W. Carpenter, the first civilian governor of the Moro province. The restoration of the bridge and esplanade was initiated by the Iloilo City Cultural Heritage Conservation Council with the cooperation of private partners. Today, the bridge serves as a park while giving Ilonggos a better view of the Iloilo River. Rosendo Mexica Museum. Started in 1913 as a printing press by Rosendo Mexica. Original printing machines such as the Minerva, letterpress, proof press, edger, and cutter are exhibited here. The printing press was opened as a museum in 1998. So that's it for the sights in Iloilo City. Until next time, bye! So guys, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to comment.
Hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell. Come on guys, hit the bell.
For notifications.
And don't forget to share.
And like.